Still in the hood with the ox, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out. Still in the hood with the ox, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out.
Still UPK, still undefeated, still one West, still keep the heat up, still in the streets, still on the block. My people need healing, priests and prophets, bring it out. Black watch, the white man is the devil, drop dead and kick rocks. Blood of an Israelite, this for the 12 tribes. I'm a soldier, motherfucker, so I'm ready to block. Cross the line, play with your life. Now who they talking about? That UPK. Long beards and them niggas with them boots and braids, raising up the children of Israel every goddamn day. Warfare, angry black men with rage. UPK, motherfucker.
Still in the hood with the ox, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out. Still in the hood with the ox, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out.
All we wanna do is ball and follow every law. White man is the devil, they just wanna see us fall. Them real dudes are back, we taking back results. For my niggas, they done gone behind them balls. That's UPK, we still winning, still on the mission. Raise up our brothers and sisters, get out your feelings. You don't love one another, you's a goddamn Christian. We the realest, one West, them my niggas. You ain't gotta sell dope just to shine, little nigga. I'm not a rapper, won't let you do no crime, little nigga. I love my people, I show you how, little nigga. You follow the priest and prophet, follow the most high, my nigga.
Still in the hood with the ox, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out. Still in the hood with the ox, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out.
Young Billy. Young Billy.
Still in the hood with the ox, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out. Still in the hood with the ox, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out.
Still UPK, still undefeated, still one West, still keep the heat up, still in the streets, still on the block. My people need healing, priests and prophets, bring it out. Black watch, the white man is the devil, drop dead and kick rocks. Blood of an Israelite, this for the 12 tribes. I'm a soldier, motherfucker, so I'm ready to block. Cross the line, play with your life. Now who they talking about? That UPK. Long beards and them niggas with them boots and braids, raising up the children of Israel every goddamn day. Warfare, angry black men with rage. UPK, motherfucker.
Still in the hood with the ox, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out. Still in the hood with the ox, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out.
All we wanna do is ball and follow every law. White man is the devil, they just wanna see us fall. Them real Jews are back, we taking back with sauce. But my niggas, they done gone behind them balls. That's UPK, we still winning, still on the mission. Raise up our brothers and sisters, get out your feelings. You don't love one another, you's a goddamn Christian. We the realest, one West, them my niggas. You ain't gotta sell dope, it's to shine, little nigga. I'm not a rapper, won't let you do no crime, little nigga. I love my people, I show you how, little nigga. You follow the priest and prophet, follow the most high, my nigga.
Still in the hood with the ox, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out. Still in the hood with the ox, setting up zones every block. Protectors of the people, black watch. UPK, them priests and prophets, we gon' bring it out.
Young Billy.
And he thought he was gonna pump contest out. If you wanna cross the road, cross the fucking road. That's what you do. Don't sit here and talk shit like what's gonna pop off, what's gonna do this. If you're gonna cross the line, cross the fucking line. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here. That's what you do. You don't sit here and disrespect my brother. And then like he said, I disrespected you, your sister, you, your daughter, your wife, everybody. You ain't stepped to me.
Y'all don't know what them young Hebrews are going through. Y'all don't know what them young Hebrews are going through. Y'all don't know what them young Hebrews are going through. Y'all don't know what them young Hebrews are going through.
Woe to America, this ain't living. My people being slaughtered, can't escape the white man system. Fuck Juneteenth, nigga, you's a goddamn Christian. Joining hand with the oppressor as they killing our children. We don't have no protection cause we don't follow the scripture. White man is the devil, Yahweh shines a nigga. Bitch, them real Jews are back, that's why the feds taking picture. We can rule in one night if we put down the switcher. Sister, get off in that kitchen, stop being a stripper. Show me how you do that there, and I just might tip you. I was cruising, banging slow, jamming 144. It's the home of the truth, make a hater get ghost, nigga.
Y'all don't know what them young Hebrews are going through. Y'all don't know what them young Hebrews are going through. Y'all don't know what them young Hebrews are going through. Y'all don't know what them young Hebrews are going through. You ain't in the truth if you ain't UPK. One West priest, life, warfare every day. Oppression make a wise man mad, that's why I act this way. Angry black man with rage, which I can use the AK, but I just follow orders, cattle with kind. When you see me at the camp, please cross the line. I'm not a rapper, I'm a soldier, I will beat your ass down. Take ground to the other one, tell me to stand down. UPK, not down, we don't play around. Ride around with the sword, make them lay down. Can't stop coming up, I'm gon' stay down. Long live One West to the fucking grave now,
And he thought he was gonna pump contest out. If you wanna cross the road, cross the fucking road. That's what you do. Don't sit here and talk shit like what's gonna pop off, what's gonna do this. If you're gonna cross the line, cross the fucking line. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here. That's what you do. You don't sit here and disrespect my brother. And then like he said, I disrespected you, your sister, excuse me.
We don't gotta live like this. I was in your same position, man, a year ago. I was on drugs a year ago. I was homeless a year ago. I joined the Isupk to come on to and got my life work.
I drop that hard shit, these niggas soft, bitch. Break a motherfucker jaw shit. This that raw shit. UPK, bitch, I'm all in. Please don't start shit. One West 125 a motherfucking army. Hold up. I drop that hard shit, these niggas soft, bitch. Break a motherfucker jaw shit. This that raw shit. UPK, bitch, I'm all in. Please don't start shit. One West 125 a motherfucking army. You know what I'm talking about? Whoever want the smoke, tell them bitches that I got plenty on my hot. Then the ride, so who that fucking with me? Whoa, to the bloody city, all my guns with me. Why my cup empty? That's the type of shit that finishes me. I heard these niggas snitching. You seen these niggas bitches. They can't protect their sisters and they don't know these scriptures. UPK records don't want no faggot in your picture. One West undefeated, still winning, bitch. We square up in it. The sky is the limit. My niggas want the kingdom. Home of the truth and we still slaying these demons. Gotta stay woke, you get killed, they catch you dreaming. Ready for warfare when I was a little seaman. UPK warfare, we want all the smoke. Soldiers at the door, I be on free smoke. UPK warfare, we want all the smoke. All about that warfare, boy. 144. I drop that hard shit, these niggas soft, bitch. Break a motherfucker jaw shit. This that raw shit. UPK, bitch, I'm all in. Please don't start shit. One West 125 a motherfucking army. Hold up. I drop that hard shit. Never back down. I'm just waiting on the order so I can take ground. And we will never back down.
Hey, coming with this heat.
Hey V, line them up.
Bitch, I'm holy. These niggas don't know me. I don't fuck with the police. That would die in the rollie. Holy. Swing the block with a 40. UPK, I die for it. Fake groups having noise. These niggas ain't holy. These niggas don't know me. I don't fuck with the police. That would die in the rollie. Holy. Swing the block with a 40. UPK, I die for it. Fake groups having noise. These niggas ain't holy. These niggas ain't holy. Watch out, these niggas phony. I heard them boys snitching, probably gon' tell on me. It's time to break these boys off. Home of the truth, and we follow every law. These niggas wanna be ya, these niggas can't see ya. Raised by righteous leaders, One West when you see ya. Black Boots, sports car, black Nina. Nigga, I'm heated, motherfuckers still sleeping. These niggas ride with heathen. UPK still teaching, no matter what season. Take ground, give me a reason. 1969, cross the line, lose your mind. Why you wanna lose your eye? Do it for the Prince of Power, under General Yohana. Won't ready, no problem. Won't smoke, I got 'em. My niggas like piranha, and we told them chopper. These niggas need a doctor.
Hey V, line them up.
Bitch, I'm holy. These niggas don't know me. I don't fuck with the police. That would die in the rollie. Holy. Swing the block with a 40. UPK, I die for it. Fake groups having noise. These niggas ain't holy. These niggas don't know me. I don't fuck with the police. That would die in the rollie. Holy. Swing the block with a 40. UPK, I die for it. Fake groups having noise. These niggas ain't holy.
Yeah. 125th, bitch. You ain't One West, You and UPK, get the fuck out the way. You a coon ass Christian, you don't study these scriptures, nigga, fuck what you say. I kill and I die behind mine, goddamn it, I don't motherfucking play. I'm a motherfucking beast in the UPK preach warfare every day. You ain't one West, you ain't UPK, get the fuck out the way. You a coon ass Christian, you don't study these scriptures, nigga, fuck what you say. I kill and I die behind mine, goddamn it, I don't motherfucking play. I'm a motherfucking beast, I'm a UPK priest, warfare every day.
Look, I be one West to the death, how I feel about it and I die for it just as quick as I kill about it. Pressure makes a wise man mad, so I'll be rude in speech but never acknowledge. To my nation I promise to follow the Lord, the priest and the prophet, do the work of the Most High, nothing never goes stop on my sword, I never drop it. Get my life as an offering, and die a soldier, put UPK on my coffin. Grab it so nobody can ever wipe it off, cause this is blood in and blood out. I'm one West to the depth, to my very last breath, that's what I'm about. You thinking this is just a rap? Pussy motherfucker, won't you come and find out? I'm on the streets where I teach, I ain't hiding now. I pull up in the big boy trucks with the bangs when I slide down. I hop out with the 47 and the 15. The white man is the devil, he can die now. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm ready to explode on my enemies with this energy, releasing my inner beast. You motherfuckers strong.
You ain't one West, you ain't UPK, get the fuck out the way. You a coon ass Christian, you don't study these scriptures, nigga, fuck what you say. I kill and I die behind mine, goddamn it, I don't motherfucking play. I'm a motherfucking beast in the UPK preach warfare every day. You ain't one West, you ain't UPK, get the fuck out the way. You a coon ass Christian, you don't study these scriptures, nigga, fuck what you say. I kill and I die behind mine, goddamn it, I don't motherfucking play. I'm a motherfucking beast, I'm a UPK priest, warfare every day.
UPK preach, gotta teach when I creep. When you see me in the street, don't holler at me. Never for this honor, that's the way it's gonna be. UPK nigga, and we still undefeated. Right around time with the steel on me. 10 toes down, and I stay walk ready. Walk with the other one, he gon' need a medicine. I'm at the camp blazing, and I'm dropping something heavy. One way to till I die. UPK gon' worldwide. We ain't no go drop like this, hit the block like this. Can't stop this shit. Warfare, bitch, we hot like this. Straight out the drip, weigh my wrist. Used to hit licks, now I'm breaking down strips. One West, no sweat. Niggas ain't built for the motherfucking stretch. Got the swole to your neck. I want the smoke, I want the flex. Please don't make me flex. Fuck around and get wet. Soldiers on deck, wrestle with your flesh. Gorilla niggas bang on their chest. Boy like apparel, got me Hebrew fresh. UPK designer, double for designer. One West, no motherfucking cowards, bitch.
Hey V, line them up.
Welcome to the jungle. Fuck with my ock and I'ma put you bitches under. Knock back your block when I swing with that thunder. And make them stumble when we run up with that hunter. And make you bitches fumble. Welcome to the jungle. Fuck with my ock and I'ma put you bitches under. Knock back your block when I swing with that thunder. And make them stumble when we run up with that hunter. And make you bitches fumble, motherfucker. One West UPK, bitch ass nigga, get the fuck out the way. You ain't doing shit right, them bitches don't hate. And the real Jew, get the fuck out my face. Won't hesitate, the pool blaze, get cut like a buffet. These days, these niggas stay bitch made. Weak ass nigga with them damn bitch ways. One wet bitch to the fucking me grave. UPK, that's the lie. Cause the fucking line might lose your eye. Oh Lord, why? Why these niggas wanna lose their mind? Fucking with the damn 12 tribe. Blood of an Israelite, ain't no bitch in my bloodline. Who that coming down? Dropping nothing but them UPK sound for the take ground. War ready warfare, that's what I'm about. Fuck with the ock and we taking down blocks. UPK can't be stopped, cause we blessed by the almighty most high. UPK niggas don't lie, setting up songs worldwide. We don't fuck with the other side, fuck them other guys. UPK don't fuck with your kind. One West, that's the motherfucking lie, bitch. Welcome to the jungle. Fuck with my ock and I'ma put you bitches under. Knock back your block when I swing with that thunder. And make them stumble when we run up with that hunter. And make you bitches fumble. Welcome to the jungle. Fuck with my ock and I'ma put you bitches under. Knock back your block when I swing with that thunder. And make them stumble when we run up with that hunter. And make you bitches fumble, motherfucker.
John 8:32, read, come on, wait a minute.
the jungle. Fuck with my ock and I'ma put you bitches under. Knock back your block when I swing with that thunder. And make them stumble when we run up with that hunter. And make you bitches fumble. Welcome to the jungle. Fuck with my ock and I'ma put you bitches under. Knock back your block when I swing with that thunder. And make them stumble when we run up with that hunter. And make you bitches fumble, motherfucker.
It's the crossing of the staff. No one that's not an officer or above is to come to the podium unless called upon. Saint priest blows the horn.
La Yasharoda was meaning Israel.
Imagine when y'all Hakadam rise and face the east, you're going to say the prayers in Hebrew.
The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayah. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakika. Tavah. Masazayaka. Hayah. Asher. Baratiza. Kawa. Hayah. Shemayah. Lathan. Lanawa. Lakam. Call. Yawam. Washalakanawa. Kawafinawa. Kashalakanawa. Kawafinawa. Wala. Tabiyanawa. Masawan. Above. Awashanawa. Mayon. Rod. Kayo. Lekub. Amalak. Wala'alu. Atapad. Labalayim. Aman.
In the English, the Lord's Prayer, Matthew 6:8-13. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
Hakat, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Babakashah. Yatamanawa. Hakat. Lava Pa'ara. Call Makalah. Call Manawa. Hakat. That's the heart. Hamatazarayim. Hakat. Lahathim. Hamathium. Hakat. Abakawa. Katamalu. Lagarsham. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Amen.
Prayer for the power in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
Power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
Cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Why Yahweh Shai?
Why Yahweh Shai?
Wam Yaka'alu.
Wam Yaka'alu.
Walahayim.
Walahayim.
Matazaba'ah.
Zapi.
Alawak Yohana.
Alawak Yohana.
Alawakim.
Alawakim.
Hazarayim.
Hasaranium.
Hai Kodazayim.
Hakazazayim.
Hai Kayayim.
Hayayim.
Wahim.
Wakim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Bashem.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Duwad Aman.
What amen. Blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahweh.
Commanding General Yahweh.
The generals.
The general.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asherah.
Asha.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Ahorium.
Ahayim.
Ma'ayan.
Mayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yahweh.
Azariah.
Azari.
Azariah.
Azari.
Ma'ayim.
Ma'ayim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Asha.
Asha.
Samayam.
Shamiyam.
Wa'aratazah.
Maratiza.
Ayathan.
Ayathan.
Namawat.
Namawat.
Magogam.
Magog.
Ayanawam.
Ayawam.
Shamar.
Shamar.
Anak.
Anak.
La'ah.
La'at.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'at.
Ayashan.
Ayashan.
Shawamar.
Shamar.
Ashwa'alu.
Shawal.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamar.
Shamar.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazawa'ak.
Tazarak.
Ayat.
Ayat.
Yamika.
Yamika.
Yawamam.
Yawam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah.
La'at.
Sakaka.
Sakirah.
Wayara.
Wayirah.
Wa'alu.
La'al.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamar.
Shamar.
Makar.
Call.
Arai.
Right.
Yashamar.
Shamar.
Afna Pashka.
Pashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Shamar.
Tazawa'ak.
Tazarak.
Wawa'ak.
Wa'ar.
Ma'aita.
Ma'ayat.
Wine.
Right.
Awalam.
Hold on. It's the book of Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help come from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Tamayah.
Al-Tamayah.
Lakat.
Lakat.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Takarash.
Wala'al.
Wallah.
Ashakwat.
Ashakwat.
Al.
Al.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Hana.
Anat.
Al-Wajabaka.
Al-Yabika.
Yahama.
Yahama.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Rash.
Rash.
Al-Aimaka.
Al-Aimaka.
Yarayamwa.
Yayamba.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha.
Wayatha.
Ya'aitisabwa.
Ya'aitisabwa.
Al-Tazabawanyaka.
Aitisabawanyaka.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakidam.
Wanakidam.
Magoya.
Magog.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yasakar.
Issachar.
Sham.
Sham.
Ashwa'alu.
Asherah.
Aiwada.
Aiwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Na'aitisabwa.
Aitisabwa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadu.
Lakad.
Ayaku.
Ayak.
Bayak.
Bayak.
Yakaratbu.
Yakawak.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Alawam.
Alawam.
Washamai.
Washamai.
Alayam.
Alayam.
Mawaabu.
Mawaba.
Wagarium.
Lorian.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Waimawan.
Waim.
Wamalak.
Waimalak.
Palasha.
Palashat.
Am.
Shabi.
Yashabu. Tadawar.
Tazawar.
Gum.
Gum.
Asabur.
Tazawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Amam.
Amam.
Hayawa.
Ayawa.
Yazarai.
Yazarai.
Salaki. Zarai. Arrival.
Right.
Labunya.
Labunya.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Selah.
Selah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Laham.
Laham.
Kamadi.
Kamadi.
Kasa Yashara.
Kesra Shara.
Kayabi.
Kanyabi.
Manakao. Kwayash. Just like Kwayashwan.
Kwasha.
Nashamadu.
Lashimata.
Badi Yandaru.
Bari Dara.
Hayawan. Aslagi. Hayawa.
Hayyan.
Daman.
Daman.
La Adama.
La Dama.
Some of your thumb.
Share Thumma.
Nada. Yamagu.
Yamaga.
Kaira.
Kaima.
Wakazabu.
Wakazak.
Wakazabat.
Wakazabat.
Wakazazal.
Wakazal.
Manai.
Manai.
Call.
Call.
Now I say Yakamba.
Yaisakuma.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amaru.
Amaru.
Now I say Yarash. It's like Nayo Rashab.
Naya Rasha.
Nanawu.
Nawawa.
Ah.
Ah.
No. Nawat.
Nawak.
Alahayim.
Alhaya.
Alahayab.
Alhaya.
Some of your Mawu.
Share Mawa.
It's like some of your say a thumb.
Share Thumma.
Kagogala.
Kagagala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapunya.
Lapanya.
Waka Rawuka. Kaash.
Kaash.
Nabaru.
Nabaru.
Uriah.
Uriah.
Wakalaba.
Wakala.
Dalaha.
Dalaha.
Harayam.
Harayam.
Khan.
Khan.
Dawadama.
Daradap.
Banasar. Basaraka.
Badaswat.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wapaka.
Paka.
Dabalum.
Dabalam.
Malaa.
Malad.
Panyaham.
Palaham.
Palawan.
Palawan.
But Wayabashku.
Wayabash.
Subka.
Suka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Sabashku.
Yabash.
Wayaba. Awu.
Wayabawa.
Adu.
Adu.
Aw.
Ow.
Wayakapari.
Wayakwawa.
Wayabu.
Wayawa.
Wayadaru.
Wayadawa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Atha.
Atha.
Simka.
Suka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Labaka.
Labaka.
Ayawan.
Ayawan.
Aw.
Ow.
Call.
Call.
Haratazar.
Haratazah. It's the book of Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo,
thine
thine enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden one.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
come,
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation,
that the name of Israel
that the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites of Moab,
and the Ishmaelites of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Cabal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
The sword also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Selah.
Selah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kasan,
at the brook of Kasan,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung before the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like a rib,
and like Zeed,
and like Zed.
yea,
Yea,
all their princes,
all the princes,
as Zeba
as Zeba,
and as Zamunah,
as Zemuna,
who said,
who said,
Let us take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
the house of Yahweh in possession.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As a stone before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And as a flame setteth the mountain on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded in trouble.
Let them be confounded in trouble.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
That thou.
Whose name alone is Yahweh.
Whose name alone is Yahweh.
Art the Most High.
Art the Most High.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
Shabia, please be seated. Shalom, Lord Christ, Israel. It's the Isupk Indianapolis, Indiana area Sabbath service. Today is a high holy day of the Most High God. This is a day in which we observe to honor the Most High God. You understand? And we appreciate you joining us on this early morning on the Sabbath. Be sure you're going to get something out of this service. A little bit more over if you could. Yeah. So make sure you share the service a little bit more. Okay, that's good. That's too wild. So make sure you share the service so that other people can get edified. We're going to start where we left off. We're in the Old Testament, and what we do, we break down the scriptures. We read them in the Hebrew. If you was in last night's Lashawan Kodash class, we talked about the basics of understanding, reading, writing, and comprehending the Hebrew language. Now, this is the place where you put and implement what you've learned. You can follow along. You can get Bible apps where they have dual Bibles that has the ancient Assyrian Hebrew. I know they got the Blue Letter Bible, and they also got several apps that you can download on the Google Play Store. All right. So you can follow along with us as we come back to our roots, our culture, because every culture is set apart by their language. And that's what you have to do as a Black, Hispanic, or indigenous person. Come back to your culture, learn your language. That way you can be separate unto the Most High God, holy. That's what the Most High wants of you. So we appreciate that. Just let me know where we left off. We can go from there. I want to remind you also, here's another way you can honor the Most High, by honoring his priest. Make sure you go to pay your tithes, your donations, consider that. Go to the website, isupk.com. There's a link there where you can submit your tithes, your donations, your alms. Help continue this work of the Most High. You understand? So with that said, we're going to start back where we left off in the scriptures. Now,
20 and 10 out of 1.
Okay. Hebrew. So we was in the book of Numbers. Okay. Let me give you a little backstory to the book of Numbers. This is Moses leading the children of Israel out of Egypt, out of bondage, under the direction of the Most High God. With that, you got to understand, when we was implementing Hebrew heathen customs for many years, now it's like trying to break old habits. So Moses is leading and instructing the children of Israel in the book of Numbers with the laws and the commandments of the Most High God. Came up against some opposition. Korah and a band of evil men tried to come against Moses, the man of God, because they didn't understand what the man of God was doing. He was the leader. The Most High had prescribed him to be the leader of this nation at the time. And with that, you're supposed to follow what the leader has you to do, because this is under the direction of the Most High God. So with that, let's continue on.
Numbers chapter 20, verse 10. Numbers chapter 20, verse 10 in the Hebrew. Wayakwa, hello. Masha, Waharon, Ah, Hakwaho, Oh, Hanya, Hatalar, Wayahamar, Laham, Samaiwu, Nah, that's lucky. Nah, Hamarayum, Haman, Hatalar, Hazah, now what is the Yah? The come, Mayum, verse 11. Wayarum, Masha, Af, Yadawa, Yadak, Af, Hatalar, Bama Tahawa, Paimayum. What is the Taza? Wayataza Awa, Mayum, Babayum, what a shock. Aida, Wabayum, Ta, or Sa, verse 12. Wayamar, Yahweh, Aw, Shah, Wa'al, Aharon, Yaim, La, Ha'amadathum, Banya, La, La, Laha, Kwadi, Yashanawa, Naya, it's like La, La'ai, Yanaya, Banya, that's Rala, Lakan, La, Dabaya, Aqua, Ah, Hakwa'al, Hazah, Oh, ha rataza, ashore, nataya tayo, laham, verse 13. Hama, maya, mava yaba, ashore, Rabba what? What ball? Benaya, that's Ra'alu, oh, Yahweh, Waya Quadash, Zah, verse 14. Waya Shulaka, Musha, Malaka Yum, Makwadash, Al, Malaka, Adawam, Ka, Amor, Ayaka, that's Ra'alu, Alta, Yada Ai, Al, it's like it up, Call, Hatala, Ashar, Mataza the Nawu, verse 15. Waya the Awu, Waya the Rawu, Waya Radawu, Abak Yanawu, Matasa Rarat Yamam, Waya Nashab, Bamatasa Rayum, Yamayam, Babayam, Waya Raibu, the Nawu, Matasa Rayum, Wala Batayam Yanawu, verse 16. Wanataza'id, all Yahweh, Waya Shemai, Kwalanawu, Waya Shulaka, Malakad, Waya Tazar Nawu, Ma Matazarayam, Wahana, Anakanawu, Wakwash, no, Bakodash. Ayar. Quatazar. Gabawala. Gabawalak.
And this is where the ancient Hebrew Lashawan Kodash classes come in handy. Now you implement what you learned here in the Sabbath service. Last night, using the Lashawan Kodash class, and now this is the place where you follow along in the service and sharpen up your skills in the Hebrew language. So if I will, we're going to break, how we do, we break them down, right?
We go the English on one.
Okay, let's do the English, then we go break them down. All right. So we're in the book of Numbers, the 20th chapter, where we started at verse 11, right? Or was it verse 10?
Verse 10.
Verse 10.
20 and 10.
Okay, verse 10.
Come, sir.
What's that?
Numbers chapter 20, verse 10. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, Hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch your water out this rock? It's like out of this rock.
Right, so this is going to be very important. You know, the Most High, send them out 2 by 2. So Moses and Aaron went before the congregation. And now what's going to happen is there's going to be what we call a miracle that's supposed to be performed by the instructions of the Most High so that it can increase the faith of the people going forward. Go ahead.
Okay. And he said unto them, Hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch your water out of this rock? Verse 11. And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice.
Now he wasn't supposed to smoke. He was supposed to, I don't know if I was here last week, but he wasn't supposed to smoke the rock. He was supposed to, if you go back up, he's supposed to, let me see. I know he wasn't supposed to smoke. Take the rod, assemble yourselves before the rock, and you shall get water out of the rock before the whole congregation. All right, go ahead and continue on.
Okay. And verse 11. And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly.
Right, he was supposed to speak to the rock, not smote it, because now what did it look like happened? It looked like Moses did it, right?
Right.
So he was supposed to speak to it and let the miracle be performed so that the Most High would get the glory. But, you got to remember, Moses was just frustrated with the people at this time. That's why it sounds kind of aggressive how he's saying it, because he's just frustrated. That's why he called them rebels. You rebelling against the Most High. So he got, he gets it, and he smokes the rock, as though he's performing this miracle. But when you go up, it said to speak to the rock.
Damn right, other one. In verse 8, other one.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And the congregation drank, and their priests also.
Now, there's speculation. Well, we ain't supposed to speculate, but a lot of people, commentaries would say that was the reason why Moses wasn't able to go into the land of Canaan. Because he went against that one command of the Most High God. Who knows? But that's just speculation.
Come. Verse 12. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believe me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel.
And that's the reason why he told him to speak to the rock and not smote it. Because the Lord wanted to be sanctified in their eyes to increase their faith. Now it looks like Moses done did this act. Right. Go ahead.
Therefore, ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them.
Well, there you have it. There it is. He's saying you're not going to go into Canaan because of that one act. You're going to be able to see it, but when they go into the land of Canaan, the promised land, you're going to have to watch from afar. And go ahead.
So that just reminds me of the brothers in the UPK. That's why you always hear Lord will. The Lord has done that. I ain't nothing. The Lord has done that. The brothers are so humble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's so important to know our history. Because if we didn't know the Bible, you know what I'm saying? How can we, we all know to give the glory to the Most High. Mm-hmm. I ain't do nothing. Hey, that's the Lord.
Right.
And that's every brother in the UPK, man.
That's correct. And what you're saying is right. We got to make sure that we don't try to take away from the Most High's glory. He'll give you honor, but His glory belongs to Him and Him alone.
That's right. That's right. It's like we ain't shit. If it wasn't for the Lord or the UPK, we wouldn't have got out of this. We would have never left the world. Mm-hmm. We would still be being wicked beasts and doing all these wicked things, man. Right. But the Lord having grace and mercy on us, now we are able to raise up our brothers and sisters.
All right. You gotta leave the captivity of your mind first before you physically get out of captivity. And that's what we're doing with this Sabbath service. Restoring you back to your culture. Getting the captivity chains off your brain, off your mind.
Damn right. Right. Yes. Verse 13. This is the water of Meribah, because the children of Israel strove with the Lord, and He was sanctified in them.
Think about strove, like you strive, against the Lord. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom.
The king of who?
King of Edom.
Edom, the so-called white man. You gotta remember Jacob and Esau. Esau's race or nation became Edom, which were Edomites, right? So that's the understanding. When you understand who the players are in the Bible, you get a clear picture of what's going on. The king of Edom, this is a so-called white man back in the day. Now he done got his own kingdom. And we, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are coming out of bondage out of Egypt. We trying to get a kingdom unto the Lord established. But Edom already have a kingdom set up because they got a king now over them, right? Well,
come. Thus said thy brother Israel.
At one time we was brothers. At one time. We not now. Because he done had so much violence against us. Can't call somebody like that your brother. They going upside the head with a nightstick. Come on, brother, come on. Hell
right.
You ain't my brother. Hell no. Go ahead.
Thou knowest all that, thou knowest all the travail that have been falling us.
We've been having problems. You know our problems. Go ahead.
Verse 15. How our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dwelt in Egypt a long time, and Egyptians vexed us, right, and our fathers.
right? Our captives vexed us and our fathers. We was in bondage for a long time. And you know what it is, man, So we're gonna see how the king of Egypt responds to this, right?
Verse 16. And when we cried unto the Lord, he heard our voice and sent an angel.
Now that's important. He's telling the king of Edom that the Lord, the God of the universe, heard our voice. You telling the king of Edom this, now we're gonna see how he responds to what you saying pertaining to the Lord concerning your situation.
And have brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh, a city in the uttermost of thy border. Verse 17. Let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country. We will not pass through the fields or through the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left until we have passed thy borders.
Now, this is basically, Moses trying to say, look, man, we ain't gonna mess with that. We just need to get through here so we can get to, where we need to get to.
Right.
Canaan land. Now we're gonna see how the king of Edom, the so-called white man, responds to our plight that we're going through. We're going through much travail. We're just trying to get to this promised land. Now, had this happened, this would have shortened up the Exodus or being in the wilderness if the king of Edom just let us pass, right? Go ahead.
Verse 18. And Edom said unto him, thou shalt not pass by me.
What?
Lest thou shalt not pass by me.
Thou shalt not pass by me. He didn't want to give us a safe pathway. Ain't that something? Just like now. He don't want to give you a pathway in your career. Think about that. You working a slave, and he don't want to get you don't want to get promoted. He ain't gonna let you go but so far.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's how he is today. And right here is a prime example. We talking about, man, he see that we broke down as a nation, as a race of people, and he still don't want to give us passage. Even today, he see that we broke down as a nation of people, right? And he still don't want to do nothing to make our lives, easier to get to where we need to go. Now, he might give us a holiday, Black History Month or something like that, Juneteenth. But we really, go ahead.
It's a lot there, one. I'll tell you what you brought out. And the thing about it, other one, we didn't pick up that same trait. Mm-hmm. We don't even want to help our own brothers get past. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I didn't have no help. I made it on my own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I worked hard for this. And we the same way. Right. Like, we don't want to show our brothers no opportunity, man. We don't want to give them no opportunity. But the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, if you want your own business, we'll show you how. Right. Anything you want to do. You want to make your own music, we'll show you how.
Exactly.
Anything, man.
Basically, that's why this right here in the Bible, he saw he ain't our brother no more because he was showing us some love. He was showing us some love and said, you know what, man? I see y'all been going through it, man. Man, go ahead. Y'all not gonna mess with nothing. I'm gonna just send, escorts. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send a band of escorts to protect y'all. Right. Because I know that y'all not, able enough to really defend yourselves like you should. Because you gotta realize, we as a people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians at this time was unorganized. We're learning organization. Even now, we're learning organization in Isupk, the Commander Junior Hana. As a whole, as a race, we not organized because we want to be with the heathens. We want to do the things that they want to do. And that's why it would have been so beneficial. Esau could have shown that he loved Jacob by allowing us to have passage and even sending a band of armies to protect us on our journey. But he did not do that, just like he don't do that now. Right? That's so heavy. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 16. And when we cried unto the Lord, he heard our voice.
Where was we at? Okay. You there? Okay.
And sent an angel, and has brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh.
Yeah, let's drop down to 18. I think.
Verse 18. And Edom said unto him, Thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword.
Not only that, you can't come past, but I'm gonna come up against you with a sword. You know, you ever see those movies? What was that movie? They put a gun on. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, I'm thinking of, you try to pass and the swords come up. Or
You know, he's not gonna. Matter of fact, he's getting aggressive to the point where he said, "I'm gonna kill you." That's what a sword is for, to kill. He don't love you to that extent. And we got to know that today. That's in his character. You know, people talk about, well, Christ came and he came to save everybody. Well, why didn't Christ come at that very moment, and spread the gospel in that moment? You see what I'm saying? No. Christ knew we was going to need to be saved from people like this, the Edomites, right? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 19. And the children of Israel said unto him, We will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then I will pay for it. I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet.
Right. And we did that in slavery. You ever see them old slave movies? I promise, master, I ain't gonna touch your pond. I ain't gonna go fishing in that pond. I promise, master, please. We begging the white man to just show some mercy. Only thing he has to do, if he really cared and loved, Jacob, he would show some mercy. But he's not gonna do that. Just like you don't do that today. You can beg and plead all you want. It's by the grace of the Most High. He might put it on that damn Edomite's heart and compel him to do something for you. But out of the own goodness and kindness of his heart, he's not going to do it. Right? Let's get some more.
Verse 20. And he said, Those shall not go through.
No, you can't even you're not going to pass. You can't come in here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do today. They country clubs and gated all the
communities.
Gated communities. That's a perfect prime example. Gated communities, you can't come in here. No niggers allowed. And that's to show what they did during Jim Crow. They put all kind of signs to tell you that you was not coming in here, like they did way back in the Bible days, and even nowadays. But they do it in a slick way. Oh, you don't have a membership here.
Right.
That's what they're going to tell you. They don't got to put the sign up to say no Negroes allowed. They just say, oh, you don't have a membership here. Well, what do I need to do to get the membership? Well, they make you go through all type of red tape and paperwork, and it just don't happen for you.
Don't approve.
Right.
It's like that.
Right.
And Edom came out against him with much people. Right.
He came deep against our people. Remember, that's just like nowadays. He'll come deep against us. You understand? With his police force. That's a trait of him. He's going to come deep. We need to learn those things to stay strong as a people. That way we can have power. See, he got power because he came deep, so to speak, right? Go ahead.
And with a strong hand.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 21. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border.
Right. And that's the same thing with a lot of the Israelites. Donald Trump, when he was in office, he refused to give Israel passage through his border, right? Think about that. We're going to build a wall, and you're not going to come over here. We're going to this, and
right.
over here. Right?
Okay.
Let's get some more.
Wherefore Israel turned away from him. Verse 22. And the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, journeyed from Kadesh and came unto Mount Hor.
This was an important turning point with us because we had to go through many years in the wilderness because we wasn't organized to fight up against Edom. But as you read along, or go along in the story, you're going to find that the nation of Israel had to go and war against many nations. That made us strong. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to necessarily talk about that now, but I mean, as you read the Bible, when we was in the wilderness, because we had to prepare. We could have trained in our own land, but that was a setback. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And so, like, if we just knew this Bible and our inheritance, the Trail of Terror would have never happened.
Mm-hmm.
We would have never let them goddamn devils in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That all could have been prevented. You know what I'm saying? But like the scripture says, we didn't forgot our inheritance.
Forgot it.
Damn
I'm
right.
trying credit for that.
Okay.
And that's the thing, why you need to know who you are. You're not an American, you're not a Christian, you know, because a Christian will allow anybody in their congregation. They could be the biggest rapist and still be a rapist. You know, the only thing they got to do is plead the blood of white Jesus, you know, that Sunday, then go back out and rape somebody, and then come back next week and plead the blood of white Jesus.
Right. Dylan Storm Roof.
Dylan Storm Roof. Prime example. You got this devil that shoot up all these black people, and you know what? Black Christians will say, we got to forgive him. We got to forgive him, because Christ would want us to forgive him. He wants you to, look, man, he's a sinner. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he's a damn devil, matter of fact. You know, because he wasn't given the law. He's a damn devil. Why we got to forgive the devil? We the most forgiving people on the planet.
All right.
That's why the Most High going to have to give us justice, because we too nice. We are. You know, that's something in us, man. We're good, caring people. That's why when we rule and reign with Christ, we're going to reign justly. You know, we're not going to be so cruel, even to our oppressors. You know, not unless they bring it upon themselves. It's a difference. You know what I mean? But just malicious intent off the rip, nah, man. We got good hearts to be like that. You know what I mean? Now, if they get out of pocket, yeah, we're gonna give them that work. You know what I'm saying? In the kingdom, I'm talking about in the kingdom of Christ. They get out of pocket, yeah, they're gonna get that work. But as long as they good and docile slaves like they did us, you know, yeah, we give them, we give them something to eat and make sure they live by the laws of the Most High God. It actually helps sustain their life. You know, as far as how they eat and, different things they do, not to mess up their environment. But you see how the king of Edom did us. He said he's not going to let us have passage through the highway. We try to plead with him and tell him we're not going to mess with nothing. We're not going to touch nothing. We just need to get through here, you know. And he knew our plight. They've been talking about that just like they know our plight now. Don't get it twisted, like the United Nations don't know the plight of the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian person in the world. They know the plight. All those countries could say, America, y'all wrong, man. Y'all been oppressing these people. Y'all need to break them off like so many states and give them the material, the raw material and resources so they can build their own army, so they can protect themselves and sustain themselves, food, and everybody join in. But they didn't do that with us. They did that with every other country and liberate them and make sure they built up. Go ahead.
It's like, I ain't talking about, it's like, you can finish. But it's so heavy what you bringing out, because that scriptures, they all confederate against you. Right. They all play a hand. That's why you got a steak and lemonade in every ghetto. That's why you got a Chinese restaurant and a Chinese salon in every ghetto. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They all are in the ghetto, man, making money off of us. The Africans, you name it. Goddamn Arab. You know what I'm saying? Coming over here on first class trips, man.
Yeah. And
already setting up business in your neighborhood.
That's what they do. I'm sorry, Christ, for that comment. They confederate against thee. You just read that in the book of Psalms, in the prayers.
Right.
All of them. That's why they got the United Nations now. How come they ain't come talk with Commander General?
Right.
Hey, Commander General, what you want to do? What should we do to help Black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians? Commander General could have told them, look, this is what's what.
Right.
But they don't want to give us any kind of credence as a nation. They want to say you assimilated into all nations. And that's how it's going to be, and that's that. Go ahead.
They going to Ice Cube and you know, Kanye and you know what I'm saying?
Kanye West.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Get them coming.
Right. Ice Cube, Kanye West, and all these people that play.
Oprah.
Yeah, Oprah. All these people that play hard and play like, you know, they for black people. But, you know, in the cover of night, they in offices with white people, smoking big cigars, trying to figure out how to keep you dumb and docile.
Right.
For the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge and the Commanding Junior High, we the leaders of the black community. And we're here to wake you up and tell you to come back to your culture. And how do you do that? You learn your history. That way you can be able to write your future. You understand? Because if you don't, history's going to repeat itself. You're going to be trying to plead with the king of Edom. We're not going to mess with nothing, master. No, we're not going to mess with nothing. Please, sir. You know, you're going to be humble like a slave. Don't be like that, man. We princes of the power. We royalty. We royalty. We not supposed to be groveling before some goddamn heathen. You know what I'm saying? They supposed to be groveling before us, kissing our boots every damn day. You understand? So let's get some more on the scripture.
Come, sir. Verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in Mount Hor by the coast of the land of Edom, saying, verse 24, Aaron shall be gathered unto his people.
What does that mean? He about to die. Boy.
Damn. For he shall not enter into the land which I have given unto the children of Israel. And the Lord's saying that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
And he's the high priest. Think about this. Ain't that something, man? And here's the thing. Some people might look at that and say, man, he's serving the Lord. He's doing this and doing that. But the Lord has plans, better plans. You know, we don't know. He could have came back, regenerated back as somebody. You feel what I'm saying? And the timing, that was the timing. But he's preparing, you know, the brothers. You see what I'm saying?
Christ did it.
Right. Exactly.
Because ye rebelled against my word at the water of Meribah.
Well, yeah.
And that's that time when they was beating the rock, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to speak to it. You see what I'm saying? It's very important not to take the Most High's glory, man. You know, that's something that we don't want to do. We don't want to take credit. Like that white man took credit when they slowed down the surge of the coronavirus in New York. What's his name? Cuomo, that governor or whatever. He's like, God didn't do it, we did it. Something like that. He said something like that. He was bold with it too. I'm like, man, you don't know what you're doing. Now he caught up in a scandal.
What you mean?
Huh?
What you mean? I don't want like.
Yeah, I think he's caught up in some political scandal with some white women, some hoes. You know, like a lot of politicians. The Most High gonna let you get exposed. He's gonna show all your dirty laundry and your dirty underwear and expose your ass because you didn't. You know, look. Even though you don't serve the Most High, you don't respect him. You don't disrespect him. What I'm saying, you don't disrespect the Most High. You might not understand him, but don't disrespect him. You claim and take his glory, his credit, and that's what somewhat happened. Not to that extent, but right here, you know, the Most High is trying to increase the faith of his people because even now, every day, you know, he's trying to increase the faith of his people. Salakia. And what we are to do is to help facilitate that. You know, as priests and prophets of the Most High. That's why we're reading you these stories that was recorded so that you can have faith in him so that you understand that he's going to be your Savior. We just playing our part, you know, preparing the way, just like John the Baptist did for Christ. We're preparing the way so that you can get your life right. You understand? But that's a very severe thing that happened back then. Let's get some more on the scripture.
Come. For he shall not enter into the land which I have given unto the children of Israel, because ye rebelled, or slap it. Verse 25. Take Aaron and Eleazar, his son, and bring them up unto Mount Hor.
Eleazar, right. Go ahead.
Verse 26. And strip Aaron of his garments.
Good night. Strip him of his garments. Go ahead.
And put them upon Eleazar his son. And Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, and shall die there.
So now he's going to use his son in the priesthood. Go ahead.
Verse 27. And Moses did as the Lord commanded, and they went up into Mount Hor in the sight of all the congregation.
Right. And we got to understand this is a priest, the high priest at the time of the Most High God. We can't never think, even with ourselves, man, that we just so good and the Most High need us. He'll get somebody to replace me, you, or whoever. That's why it's so important for us to, make sure that we stay on point with what the Most High would have us to do, right?
And it's like for good, you got to think about it at the time. That's like General Hyman status. Basically, you know what I'm saying? You got Moses, Commander General Hannah, basically, all over Israel. And you got the second in charge. That's like damn near General Hyman status.
Yeah, and saying, I'm going to take this person and I'm going to set them up to do what you would not do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter how much, prestige or whatever you have, you want to do what the Most High tells you to do, even though it might not make sense. It didn't make sense just speaking to a rock, but to the Most High it did. You understand? Because like if you speak right now, if you speak to this shofar, and it do something miraculous, it blow on its own. You be like, man, you see that? You know what I'm saying? The Most High gonna get the glory. But then if you pick it up and blow it, it's like, okay, well, you did it. You see what I'm saying? So this was a big thing in the Most High's eyes. You know what I mean?
That's why it's so important to follow orders, man.
Yeah.
That's all it came down to. It's just simply following orders, man, because you can be put to death.
Good night. Yeah, you could be put to death, and got stripped of his honor in a way. But here's the thing, though, too. Aaron, he was still honored in the whole in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the time, this was very important because this was a whole race and nation of people
watching.
They're watching. You know what I'm saying? And your oppressor is good for doing that. He's good for doing that. And why you think that he's gonna have such hell come upon him? What did he do? He took it even further. He changed the image of Christ and made him a white man. What do you think the Most High is going to do with that? Christ come back. He's going to come out. Oh, so that me, huh? I don't know. I'm just, imagining, you know what I'm saying? But he's going to come back. The scriptures talk about he's going to come back, with a robe dipped in blood. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, so that's the white boy me. The white boy me. Who knows what he's going to do? You know what I'm saying? Start taking heads off. So that's why it's important that we don't take the Most High's glory. We give him the glory, and he will in turn, he'll honor us. He'll honor us for that. He'll give you your honor, but when he tells you something to do something to give him glory, you just do it. You follow the orders, and that's what we learn in Isupk and Commander Junior Honor. Follow simple orders. Go ahead.
It's like, let's tell you what you may not, because even in the New Testament, you're going to hear about Moses. Even Christ speak of Moses. I'm not coming to destroy the words or the laws of Moses.
Right.
And that's just heavy what you brought out. Like, even the most, just give the Lord his glory.
Yeah, that's it.
Lord, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's heavy.
Let's get some more on the scripture.
Cut come, sir. And Aaron died there in the top of the mount, and Moses and Eleazar came down from the mount. Verse 29. And when all the congregation saw that Aaron was dead, they mourned for Aaron 30 days. even all the house of Israel.
Go ahead. Who's going to shoot?
Start at 10.
Number 30 to number 30.
Probably to 22 or the one.
Okay.
Got me feeling bad for her. That's a lot, you know.
You know, because you think, man, this man was put all his service in, the Lord and all that. But we don't understand the whole thing. Of course, the Most High is full of mercy. You know, he, like I said, he might have had a life for Aaron to regenerate and have an important role as another prophet in the scriptures.
Right.
So that's that. And the priesthood came out of Eleazar, his son. It was the Levites. Let's get some more scripture.
Chapter 21. Chapter 21, verse 1. And when King Arad, the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south, heard tell that Israel came by the way of the spies, then he fought against Israel and took.
Now let's get a picture of who this is. King Arad of the Canaanites. The Canaanites came through the lineage of Ham. So this would be considered a so-called African, true African from Africa or the land of Ham. You understand? So we already dealt with the king of Edom, the so-called white man. Now we're dealing with Africans. Let's see how they respond to us.
Come. Then he fought against Israel.
He did what?
Then he fought against Israel.
So we had a problem with the white people. Now we're going to fight against these Africans, these Canaanites, right?
And took some of them prisoners.
Ain't that what happened? When we fled into Egypt from Israel, the west coast of Africa, talking about, man, Africans ain't never had no black people as prisoners. Yes, they did.
I was gonna say, when it said they took us some, but we Africans though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy, man. Damn, man.
Right. They took Israelites prisoners just like they took us prisoners to sell to the white man in slavery. And that's also in the scriptures too. That very thing. They help. And like I said, so all y'all just claiming to be Kemet, claiming, no, we all black just because you got similar skin. No, we not all fam. You know what I mean? We not all fam. You know what I mean? So you need to know that. Instead of you claiming this stuff, you claim to be down with these Africans and wearing unks and, you reading the hieroglyphics and you thinking that because you do that, that connects you with those people over there on the continent of Africa. They not connected with you. They only connected with you when you can buy their goods in the store. When they own a store in your hood and you buy their goods, that's the only connection they have with you. Otherwise, just like their ancestors of old, they'll take you prisoner in a minute. Right?
Right.
Let's get some more.
Come. Verse 2. And Israel vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, if thou wilt indeed deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities.
Right. They make a promise. Lord, you give us power. We're going to burn this one down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get some more.
Verse 3. And the Lord hearkened to the voice of Israel and delivered up the Canaanites.
Right.
And they utterly destroyed them and their cities.
Right.
And called the name of the place Hamor.
Right. So we battled against those damn Hamites. Now imagine if we would have prayed and we asked this toward the Edomites, but we didn't do that. But we did. And you know what's happening now? Now we coming together as a nation. We coming together as an army of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Through all these battles that we're going to have in the wilderness to get to the promised land, to get to Canaan, right? Just some more.
Verse 4. And they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom. And the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way.
Right. We had to alter our route. You know what I mean? It would have been a much easier route if we could have got passage through the land of Edom. But now it's a harsh way. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And the people spake against God.
Oh man, see, that's what you don't want to do. You know, you speak against God, we gotta watch that too. Let's get some more.
And against Moses.
Mm-hmm. Now you're speaking against the man of God. You speaking against, some of y'all speak against Commander Jeriah and his priests and prophets. Get a job. You see us on the street corners trying to teach our people and wake our people up. You speak against us. It's very dire consequences for doing that. Let's get some more.
Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness?
Mm-hmm. That's what this people said. You know what I mean? If the Most High wants you dead, you be dead already.
Right.
He wants you to live, but you provoking him to wrath by speaking against him and the man of God, Moses.
For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and are so loathed this light bread.
Right. They hated that bread. You know what I'm saying? You got some bread. Man, I want back what I want, the leeks and the garlic from Egypt and everything. We was eating good. You know what I mean? That's how slaves think. We was doing good on the plantation. Master feed us good. He give us pigs feet. He feed chicken. He feeds us good. Now you got us out here eating bread.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They still got the slave mentality of Egypt. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people.
Fiery serpents among the people, biting people, Go ahead.
And they bit the people. And much people of Israel died.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7.
Now, if I may, the Lord did that. That's what it's saying. Y'all need to start reading that Bible out here. The Lord sent them fiery serpents to bite the people. Wonder why that dog bit your ass. You know what I'm saying? But we got to understand that sometimes the Christian church say that the devil did everything. Look, the Most High is very serious about his creation. He created us, and he wants us to live right and have pleasure, but we got to do it his way. It's very important to read the scripture because a lot of things that go wrong, people will act like, well, they'll just give even the devil credit for that. The devil did it. Give him the credit. No, the Lord did that. Let's get some more.
Verse 7. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned.
Now they repent. And that's what a lot of us have to do. We got to repent when we know we've sinned. Man, I made a mistake. I'm sorry, Lord. If you made a mistake and you said something negative against the Lord or the man of God, you can repent and say, I sinned, and get right. Let's see how that happens.
For we have spoken against the Lord and against thee. Pray unto the Lord that he take away the serpent from us. And Moses prayed for the people. Verse 8. And the Lord said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole.
Oh man, this is very important right here. That serpent upon a pole. Now, if you ever paid attention to the medical community, you ever see that staff with those two snakes wrapped around it? That's where that comes from. I think they call it the caduce or something like that, but that's a symbol of healing. We're going to read how the Most High had mercy and instructed Moses to heal the people. Go ahead. Or it's like Moses, the Most High, to heal the people through Moses' actions. Salaki.
And set it upon a pole, and it shall come to pass that every one that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. Mm-hmm. Verse 9. And Moses made a serpent of brass, and put it upon a pole, and it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived.
Mm-hmm. There's so much in that being on a pole and that serpent. You know what I mean? That's why the medical community, they read this, the so-called oppressor read this, and he made a symbol. I think it's called the caduce. Except they sometimes they have one snake, sometimes they have two. But basically that's a symbol for healing that they use. You understand? But it's real heavy. It's some more in that, but for the sake of time, I'm not gonna get into it because it's too deep. But that serpent on that pole is so much into that story. I mean,
That right there, I want.
right. I think it's the
Caduce or something.
the caduce. Yeah, that's it.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that's where they got that from.
Okay.
Was it verse 9, somewhere around there?
Kettle kind of one. That if a servant, verse 10. And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in of both.
They pitched their tents there.
Verse 11. And they journeyed from Aboth and pitched at Azariah in the wilderness, which is before Moab, toward the sunrise.
Mm-hmm. We on the move. You know, we going from this place pitching our tents because we didn't have a permanent. You know, we didn't have no kind of permanent housing because we on the move. So we pitched tents. And that's where the tabernacle is going to come into play. That's why we have the Feast of Tabernacles. Right?
Verse 12. From thence they removed and pitched in the valley of Zered. Verse 13. From thence they removed and pitched on the other side of Aaron. Arnon, which is in the wilderness that cometh out of the coast of the Amorites.
Amorites. Damn, that's great.
For Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites. Verse 14.
Mm-hmm. That one thing about Moab, so-called Asian Chinese people,
right?
Amorites. You know what I'm saying? So now we're dealing with all these heathen nations that's confederate against us today. And we see how they ain't showing us no love, basically, you know, because ain't none of them coming out to help us fight. Ain't none of them trying to help us support us, just like today. You know, they might claim they get out in the street and say Black Lives Matter, but as far as I know, black people still being shot down by, you know, the oppressor,
right?
These police. So it didn't do too much. But when Asian hate came out and all that stuff got shut down. You ain't heard about one damn Chinaman being shot by the police. I haven't. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
because they gonna respect that because Asian, Chinese people do a lot of trading with the United States. And there's a lot of money involved. And, you know, they're gonna stop all that profiling because they want that cash flow to keep coming so they can do business with China. You understand? I think we got a little bit more left.
So I just learned something new today about this, you know, the snakes around that pole, the staff.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, that's heavy, man. Never knew that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 13. Verse 14. Wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord, what he did in the Red Sea, and in the book of Aranan, verse 15, and at the stream of the brooks that goeth down to the dwelling of Ar. That's like I'm pretty sure. Ar, it's like. And lieth upon the border of Moab. Verse 16. And from thence they went to Beer. That is the well whereof the Lord spake unto Moses. Gather the people together, and I will give them water. Verse 17. Then Israel sang this song springed up, O well, sing ye unto it. Verse 18. The princes digged the well, the noble of the people dig it by the directions of the lawgiver with their staves, and from the wilderness they went to Mattanah. Verse 19. And from Mattanah to Nathaniel, and from Nathaniel to Bamath. Verse 20. And from Bamath and the valley, that is the country of Moab, to the top of Pisgah, which looked towards Jeshimon. I think this.
Well, we got what's basically happening is the children of Israel are on the move. We moving from this place to this place, and we couldn't stay there too long. We had to pitch tents. We had to learn how to set up tents as a nation. That's part of the Feast of Tabernacles. The so-called Jewish man read into the scriptures, and they usually try to, emulate that and pitch tents and stuff. But let me tell you something. He's an error, you know what I mean? Because he don't understand these scriptures. But the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge and the Commander Junior Hana, we know these scriptures, man. Commander Junior Hana pretty much gained us up and let us know what was happening in these scriptures. I think we close to the end of it.
We got 10 more.
Okay, let's get some more on it, and then we're going to continue with the service.
Okay. Verse 21. And Israel sent messengers unto Sihor, king of the Amorites, saying,
Who's the Amorites? You know who that is?
Cattle cons, like Japanese.
Yeah, the Japanese. Right? So you got these Asian people, we around them. But let's see if they're going to show us some love and say, you know what, man, we're going to give you what you need. We're going to help you out. Let's see if they do that or do something else.
Verse 22. Let me pass through thy land. We will not turn into the fields or into the vineyard. We will not drink of the water of the well, but we will go along by the king's highway until we be past thy borders. Verse 23. And Sihon would not suffer Israel to pass through his borders.
So he's like, nah, you will not go through. That's what he's talking about. Come. So he ain't showing us no love either. So we dealt with the king of Edom, so-called white man, white race, them Africans. We dealt with them. We had to fight against them. Then the Moabites, who are the so-called Chinese people today. Now we talking to the Japanese people of today, the Amorites. And they ain't showing us no love. Right? Go ahead.
But Sihon gathered all his people together and went out against Israel into the wilderness. And he came to Jahaz and fought against Israel.
You see what I'm saying? So when the black women was going in them, Japanese, stores and these Asian stores trying to get their nails done, their hair done, they fought against you, just like they fought against you back in the day. You understand?
Verse 24. And Israel smote him with the edge of the sword.
Yeah, but we fought back. We smote him with the edge of the sword.
And possessed his land from Anan unto Jabuk.
Right, we took their land.
Even unto the children of Ammon, or Ammon. Right. For the border of the children of Ammon was strong.
Right.
Verse 25. And Israel took all these cities, and Israel dwelt in all the cities of the Amorites.
Spoils of war. We took those cities. You ever see those war movies when the army or whatever, they go into a city in World War II or somewhere, and they just take over the city? That's what we did.
Right. And Hezbon, and in all the villages thereof. Verse 26. For Hezbon was the city of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab, and taken all his land out of his hand, even unto Anan. Verse 27. Wherefore they that speak in Proverbs say, come into Heshbon. Let the city of Sihon be built and prepared. Verse 28. For there is a fire going out of Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sihon. It hath consumed all of Moab, and the Lord of the high places of Arnon. Verse 29. Woe to thee, Moab!
Read that again.
Woe to thee, Moab!
Destruction to thee, Moab, which is the so-called Chinese people today, right? Woe, destruction to thee. Now, this is important too, because there's nothing new under the sun. It's going to be a time in the future where Moab, it's going to be said, woe to thee, Moab. You understand? Is some more?
Come. Thou art undone, O people of Shamash. He hath given his son that escaped and his daughter into captivity unto Sihon, king of the Amorites.
Right.
Verse 30. We have shot at them. Heshbon is perished even unto Dibon, and we have laid them waste even unto Napah, which reach unto Medabah.
Okay, let's sit on that. Sign Christ. And that's why it's important to attend the Sabbath service, either physically or online. You'll get a lot if you attend physically, but you learn the history about your culture. These are not just stories, these stories in the scriptures that, but when you bring them to light, you put color to them by knowing the backstory, knowing who's who in the scriptures, and knowing your place as a people in the scriptures. Then it helps you to understand where you're going in the future, right? So with that said, we're going to finish with the service. Right. Blow the horn.
Light Yasharadu, which means Israel.
Messiah Christ, Imajim, when Yahweh Hakwadam is rise and face the east.
The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanahu.
Abanahu.
Sabasamayim. Quadash. Ayah. Sumkush. Yahweh. Malakaka. Tabaha. Atzayaku. Ayah. Ashur. Barazazah. Kawa. Ayah. Asamayu. The Thun. The Nawu. The Kum. Call. Yawam. Wasalakanawa. Kawafinawa. Wasalakanawa. Kawafinawa. Wala. Tabayanawa. Walasawan. Above. Awashanawa. Mayan. Ra. Ayah. The Cub. Amalak. Walalu. Atapan. Nabalayim. Aman.
This is the Lord's Prayer, Matthew 6:8-13 in the English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
And earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
Forgive us our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory. Forever.
So be it.
So be it. The power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
Hashem Yahweh.
Baba Kashah.
Shah.
The thumb and hour. The cat. The cat. Lava Pa'ah. Kal Makalam. Ukal Madawa. The cat. The hard. Hamatazarayim. The cat. La'ati. The Matthew. The cat. Al-Bakawa. The Tamalu. The Garsham. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. The Wadaman.
The blessings are slack. I'm going ahead of myself. This is the power in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
The name of Yahweh.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
Cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wam Yaka'alu.
Wam Yaka'alu.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Matazaba'ah.
Zab.
Alawap Yohana.
Alawap Yohana.
Alawati.
Alawap.
Hasarayim.
Hasarayim.
Hakodasayayim.
Hakazalini.
Hakayayayim.
Hakayayim.
Wahakwati.
Wahakwati.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Hashem.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shah.
Tuwad Aman.
Tuwad Amen. Blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
The angels.
Commanding General Yahweh.
Commanding General Yahweh.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Ashah.
Shah.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Ahori.
Ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Azariah.
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 Mine.
Mine.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shah.
Shah.
Samayam.
No.
Wa'aratazah.
Waratazah.
Ayathan.
Ayathan.
Mawat.
Mwat.
Magog.
Gog.
Ayanawam.
Mwam.
Samarka.
Samarka.
Hanak.
Hanak.
La'ah.
La'ah.
And the one.
Mwam.
Wala'ah.
La'ah.
That's the son.
His son.
Shawamar.
Samar.
That's Ra'alu.
Sarah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Samar. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
That's Wa'ak.
Tazawak.
Ayah.
Yeah.
Yamyu.
Yum.
Yawamam.
Mwam.
Hashamash.
Shamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yashakam.
Yashakam.
Slug. Yashakah.
Yashakah.
Wayarak.
Wayirat.
Ra'alu. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Samar.
Samar.
Makal.
Call.
Rad.
Alright.
Samar.
Samar.
Afna Pasca.
Up the pastor.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Samar.
Samar.
That's Wa'ak.
Tazawak.
Wa'ak.
Alright.
Ma'aika. Wine. Abulam.
Alone. This is the book of Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help come from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in,
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth,
and even forevermore.
from even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Atamiyah.
Atamiyah.
Akah.
Akah.
Al.
Al.
Takarash.
Takarash.
Wala'al.
Wala'al.
Tashakwat.
Tashakwat.
Al.
Al.
Kayah.
Kayah.
Hanah.
Anah.
Abu Yabaku.
Abiyabika.
Yahama.
Yaham.
Yawan.
Yamam.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
I Amaku.
I am up.
Yawaiwi.
Yahweh.
Yawam. Yeah. Yara Yumba.
Yara Yumba.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha.
Wayatha.
Yaitasawa.
Yaitasawa.
Altasabawanyaka.
Ayatisabanyaka.
Amaru.
Amaru.
Ikadu.
Ikadu.
Banakidam.
Banakidam.
Magayu.
Magayu.
Wala.
Wala.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham.
Sham.
Aswala.
Aswala.
Awada.
Awada.
Hayab.
Hayab.
Naitasawa.
Ayatisabwa.
Laba.
Laba.
Ikadu.
Ikadu.
Ayaku.
Ayaka.
Wayak.
Wayak.
Yakaraku.
Wayakaku.
Ahoya.
Ahoya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Waya Shamar.
Waya Shamar.
Ala Yum.
Ala Yum.
Mabu wa Abu.
Mawaba.
Wa Hagari.
Wa Hagari.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa Imawan.
Wa Imawan.
Wa Malak.
Wa Malak.
Palasha.
Palasha.
Ishabi.
Ishabi.
Tazawur.
Tazawur.
Gum.
Gum.
Asawur.
Asawur.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Amum.
Amum.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labanya.
Labanya.
Lawa.
Lawa.
Sila.
Salah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Lahum.
Lahum.
Kamadi.
Kamadi.
Kasha Yashara.
Kesarasra.
Kajabi.
Kadiapi.
Wanakao.
Wakao.
Wayaswan.
Washwa.
Nashamadu.
Shamaku.
Vaya Dadaru.
Dawara.
Hayawu.
Hamaya.
Daman.
Daman.
Ladamu.
Ladama.
Shaya Yathumba.
Shatamba.
Nara.
Nara.
Yamadu.
Maka.
Kaira.
Kaawa.
Wakasaabu.
Wakasahab.
Wakasaba.
Wakasaba.
Wakatazal.
Wakatazal.
Manar.
Mana.
Call.
Call.
Naya Sukumbu.
Yaisakamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amaru.
Kamal.
Nasa Rasha.
Ashara.
Lanawu.
Nawa.
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 Alahum.
Alham.
Sluggy. Alahayum. Sluggy. Alahaya.
Alaya.
Saya Yathumba.
Shatamba.
Kagoga.
Kagoga.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Sapanya.
Lapanya.
Baka. Babu Ka.
Kam.
Kaash.
Kash.
Dabaharu.
Dahama.
Wakalabu.
Wakalab.
Dabalaha.
Dalaha.
Harayam.
Harayam.
Khan.
Khan.
Dadaku.
Daradama.
Bayasa Basaraku.
Basara.
Waya Basa.
Wahaba.
Wakadapa.
Wakapapa.
Dabalam.
Dalaham.
Malak. Aslagi na. Malak.
Malaa.
Panyam.
Palaham.
Kalawan.
Kalawam.
Waya Bakwashwa.
Waya Kwashwa.
Shimka.
Shaka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Shabashwa.
Shabashwa.
Waya Baawa.
Waya Bawa.
Adi.
Adi.
Aw.
Ow.
Waya Kapara.
Waya Kapara.
Waya Abadu.
Waya Abadwa.
Waya Dabu.
Waya Dawa.
Ayah.
Aya.
Atha.
Ata.
Shimka.
Shaka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labaka.
Labaka.
Ayawan.
Ayawam.
Aw.
Ow.
Call.
Call.
Ratazar.
Ratazar. This is the book of Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo,
thine
enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
have
lifted up the head.
They
have taken crafty counsel.
Against
thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come. And let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel. May be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites of Moab. And the Hagarenes. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kazan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a rib.
Make their nobles like a rib.
And like Zia.
Like Zia.
Yea. All their princes.
All the princes.
As Zeba.
And
as Zamuna.
And as Zamuna.
Who said?
Let
us take to ourselves.
Let us take to ourselves.
The houses of Yahweh in possession.
The house of Yahweh in possession.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
And as the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
And as the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame set up the mountains on fire.
And as the flame set up the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
And
make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill
their faces with shame.
That
they may seek thy name.
O
Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded in trouble.
Forever.
Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou. Whose name alone is Yahweh. Art the Most High. Over all the earth. We don't have any brothers here to anoint. We're going to give a courtesy salute, right? Give a courtesy salute to all the brothers watching the stream. Amijam Shabbat. Amijam. Barak. Yahweh. That's Patah. Give a courtesy salute to all the sisters watching the stream. Amijam Shabbat. Amijam. Barak. Yahweh Shemar Thumb by Shem Yahushua. Isupk Indiana, Indianapolis. Sabbath service dismissed.